Welcome, trendsetters. We are Alicia and Nicole from Positive Image. As salon owners, hairstylists, and business coaches, we're here to help you navigate the ever-changing landscape of the beauty industry and discover the secrets to creating a thriving salon business. So grab your favorite beverage, cozy up in your salon chair, and let's dive into the world of hair, style, and entrepreneurship together.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back. Nicole and Alicia here. Today, we're going to talk about every hairdresser's favorite thing, technology and AI. Don't be afraid. Don't run away. Stay and listen and feel slightly more empowered in the next, 15 to 20 minutes, or if we ramble, maybe longer.
It is such a scary topic because our industry will never be taken over by robots, or at least not in our lifetime. But I think even just moving from a paper appointment book to having everything scheduled on the computer is freaking scary. What if the computer crashes and all of the appointments get lost?
Yeah, it happens.
Or what if the internet went down and I can't access the cloud and I can't see my formulas?
It happens.
Yeah. So how do we embrace it? How do we embrace tech and AI in an industry where we are so used to having pen and paper or relying on our brains?
The first thing that comes to mind for me when you ask that question is that we don't have a choice.
Okay.
The first thing that comes to, which I know is not helpful, and that's completely getting rid of what I said of saying when I started this intro. Consumer behavior has changed. People want the freedom to not talk to someone. People want to book at 9 p.m. or 6 a.m. I would also say from when I opened and shortly thereafter I got online booking set up, it has changed night and day the software that we have, because it used to be all of our software was on our computer. So if you were already moved on from a notebook, a scheduling notebook, which where I was before, we had one stylist that had one of those, and then we had Milano on the computer. So we had a little taste of both. And you're right, on the desktop, and that computer cuts out and is like, I'm done. You hope some really cool tech person comes and transfers everything over magically. But now everything is in the cloud. And yes, there are some people who still have desktop software, and I get it. And that is a very big fear. And I get that the internet can stop working, but everything is still in the cloud. And most, if not all, I won't say all because I don't know all platforms, but they connect to your phone, which you hopefully have a data plan. And so you can still see your schedule and contact phone numbers if you need to contact someone. So the evolution of technology for our salon client management systems is night and day from what it was just 10 years ago. And I think that's the thing. And I get that those of us who are a little bit more afraid of technology are like, what's the cloud? What are all these words you're talking about? I'm not going to try to explain the cloud to you, but it's it's up in the sky and it's staying there forever. Forever. It's not going anywhere. You can always get to it so long as you have internet. And if nobody has internet, nobody has internet, which also means their cell phone's not working either. So like you're just gonna have to go to the salon and show up and see who comes.
Yeah.
Like the good old days.
That's the scary thing. We've had that happen where we had our computer system, it was on the desktop. It wasn't in the cloud at that time. And our computer hard drive crashed and we lost everything. Where we were going back and on emails to see what emails we had sent out for email confirmations to try and create something. We went on our socials and just said, hey, if you have an appointment, just let us know. But holy crap, I didn't realize how much we were reliant on a device in order to run the business. I'd say the pros about having it either on the cloud or the desktop is the reports, being able to easily access your data on client intake, financials, and everything like that, and then being able to run whatever reports that you need to run. That is a thing of beauty rather than having to manually put it into a calculator or an Excel spreadsheet is amazing. So I think just we have better knowledge about how our business runs because of technology and even our POS systems being able to do like email reminders, text message reminders. If somebody doesn't show up, being able to charge their credit card.
Mhm.
It's huge.
Yep. Yeah, that automation, I think, and again, like client behavior, customer behavior has changed. So the more excessive automation is important because people don't answer their phones anymore. And I'm sure a lot of us remember the days that the day before or 2 days before, it was somebody's job to sit there and call everyone and confirm their appointment. Whereas we have automated technology doing that for us now. We don't have to have someone who that's part of their job. I don't know about you, but the phone still rings, but it rings way less, which
Mhm.
means I don't have to have a reception. A reception is a nice to have and a nice bonus when I got a full going staff to help with all the little things, cash out, all those little things. But I don't have to have that. So if that reception actually does some other jobs, that's also a nice flexibility when it comes to my payroll at the end of the week. So there's bonuses that way.
So where else do you think like AI or tech has been like a huge bonus or benefit in our industry?
What I like is the benefit to use it for all of those other things that technology has brought with it. So social media, nice newsletters, getting ideas for things, even like ideas for promotions, ideas for events. You can ask all of the different options that are out there, what to do, how to do it, who to do it to, like who to promote this to. Like it's really cool. And I think of it, especially as us as solo owners, to be able to kind of have this salon assistant that's our, sorry, I'll call it an executive assistant, to be able to say, okay, so I don't know, act as my marketing manager. I need to decide what promotions to do for a sustainable community focused salon over the course of the next 3 months. Outline 3 ideas for each month. And one of these many systems will just spit out ideas. I don't have to think about it. I just have to then look at it and be like, no, I don't like that one. Oh, I love that one. That was fun. Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay. Act as a social media manager and design me captions and visual ideas for the month that supports this promotion. Blah, 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 blah. How cool is that?
It sounds so simple and so easy.
I feel like Nicole's like already amazing at ChatGPT, but she's like writing down notes over there.
Yeah, I am.
I just think it's really cool that we have it now. And I'm not going to lie, I don't necessarily use it a ton. I use it sometimes, but I really do sit here and think, I wish we had it when our industry was changing to a point where we were more required to show up digitally in a way we've never had to as an industry before,
Hmm.
instead of having to learn it all on my own over the last decade.
I think just helping things like we've had to learn how to utilize social media to grow. And I know one of the hindrance that I've had with social media is coming up with captions. I'm dyslexic, neurodivergent, and doing the writing for me is probably been one of the biggest challenges that I've had to face as an owner. And being able to type in what I think I want to say or describing what I'm putting out to social media and creating captions, it's just been such an incredible aha moment that it makes that job that I hate to do really, really, really easy.
Yeah.
Also, replying to emails. If it's a tricky email or I have to tell somebody something that I'm not comfortable saying or reply to a negative review, it is so much easier just to throw in to say ChatGPT, here's what I want to say, can you make this more professional and pretty it up for me? And then allow ChatGPT to take my words of frustration and then turn them into something that is a way more professional than what I would probably send. If we're just being completely honest and frank here.
A much more successful end
Yes,
results email.
exactly. Exactly.
Yeah, I think that's the thing, right? And we were talking too, it's not just Chat GPT now, right? It is in your Gmail. It's also in your Hotmail if you use Outlook or Microsoft or any of those things. It's in the, like, if you use Google, it's in your document. You have the option to, I don't know, make magical words come out of nowhere. If you use Canva, it has these options. Like it's just it's everywhere. And I get the overwhelm because there's so many words that we just don't understand. But at the end of the day, with anything, as hairdressers, as salon owners, you play with you play with it. You fiddle around, see what works. You don't have to post anything.
Yeah.
Nothing has to be public. This is you, your computer, your phone, whatever. You just play around. And it's kind of fun when you're like, oh my gosh, okay. And play around with your prompts, right? And I think that what's also cool is I do believe, as whatever level of Terminator this is, I do believe that all of these AIs learn from our questions. So if we consistently use the same platforms to ask questions or to ask for help with our business, it will start to understand our tone of voice and the types of formats that we want to receive things in, and it will learn from that and it'll continue to give us more and more relevant information.
Yeah. And you can even use it, say ChatGPT, to do an audit on your website or to do an
Mm.
audit on your social media and see if there's something that you're actually missing. I've even used it to put in a document for it to read over and see if there's any grammar mistakes or formatting or anything like that. Is there anything I'm missing? Are there ways that I can improve this document? So it's not just about asking questions or generating ideas. You can use it to improve so many areas of your business if you need.
It's endless, and I think that's the thing is we're just on the brink of it. I was gonna say you can also make photos, images, and that just leads me to think about ways that it's being used in our industry, whether we like it or not. We already knew for a long time that pictures on Google or Pinterest or Bing, whatever platform you're using, were highly edited. And now I'm sure everyone listening to this who's looked at Pinterest in the last 2 to 4 months, I don't know, whenever it really kind of came out and people actually started using AI, almost every single photo of hair is AI.
That's crazy.
It's I don't know. I get a little chuckle every time I open Pinterest. Pinterest is the main thing that we use on our iPads in Salon to like communicate with our clients about what they're looking for. And every time I'm like, before I show you this, they are not real. That is not a human. It is AI generated. Here you go. Because it's all AI, and I don't want people to think, oh, I can have such a flawless face and hair. No, no, you can't. We can turn a photo of you into AI, but no.
But I think taking even just the photo of yourself and through like Instagram or Snapchat and being able to try different hairstyles or try different colors on your head, like what a cool thing. I'm waiting for the day that like we have a mirror that basically does that. So you can sit in front of the mirror and then we can kind of manipulate the hair designs with that.
I was talking about this recently because I completely forgot about it and I need to look it up. Wasn't there a whole thing in the middle of the pandemic or like the end of whatever, at some point in the pandemic, that Amazon opened a bunch of salons in England, in London? Wasn't there a whole thing? I feel like there was a whole thing in the news about Amazon and their salons. And so it did, I think what it had was the mirror and then the stylist would have an iPad or the client would use the iPad and it would create the hair. I have to look this up. This could all be false information. I will at some point look this up. Maybe we'll touch on it on another episode. I don't know. But aside from that, so I do think that they do exist. I can very well be very wrong. But on a positive thought and finding all those hairstyles, I wonder how challenging it would be considering all of the pictures I'm seeing, 90% of the pictures I'm seeing on Pinterest are AI, for me to actually give direction to AI imaging to create for me exactly the look I want. Because I also am pretty sure that every one of us goes to our little Pinterest or Google to look at photos and we're like, well, this is kind of like what I'm trying to tell you and what I have in mind for you, what I think would be good, but not this part. It's never perfect for what's in our head that we want to share to our client because we're creating it specifically for them. So how cool would that be that we can actually put what's in our head into words and into a picture of exactly what we want to show our client, maybe even with someone who actually looks their age and not 20.
I think the tricky thing with that too is if we get to that level is now we as hairstylists, now we actually have to achieve that.
Right. If we can see it in our head and create it and show it to them through AI, do we then also have to be that exact?
Exactly. And that kind of gives me a bit of heart palpitations because it's nice to have a bit of that like loosey goosey, like it's going to look like this, it's going to suit you in this way. But then you kind of have to, there is some wiggle room. But if we have this is their image and this is the exact way that they want to look, how much pressure is that on us that we have to actually perform and give them that?
I hear your concern. I think that still goes back to the consultation of still like reiterating
Yeah.
this is still digital. This is still a computer that created this. This is our words and what we'd like to do, but this is still a computer.
I don't know. I don't know if I want to go. I think you found the one thing that I'm like a total pessimist at.
Oh my gosh. Can I just tell everyone how excited ChatGPT makes Nicole? Like everything. She's like, let me look at ChatGPT. Let me look at ChatGPT. I'm sorry, I just outed you, but I love
That's okay.
how and that
It,
now you're like, oh no, I don't know about that one.
well, I think it's the imagery, right? I think I love, especially being dyslexic, like to the listener who has been listening since the beginning, all of our descriptions in our podcast is generated by ChatGPT. Like it's just makes that
Uh,
so much easier.
yeah.
Even doing this recording, like we have the transcription of this
Mhm.
show. And so I can just take the general thought of what we spoke about from Zoom, put that right into Chat GPT and tell me to, or tell it to shorten the description. And I don't have to think about what it was we had the conversation with even a few days ago. So it's those little things. But yes, trying to come up with questions is easy because of ChatGPT.
I think that's the beauty of it though, right? Like things are very different now than when we were babies. Is it better? Who knows? It's different. But there's also so many cool things. And with the access to so many more cool things, it lowers our time to enjoy cool things. There would not be as many cool things if there were not technology tools like these available to use. I can't confidently say, but I do think that if there wasn't as much technology types available to support us creating this podcast, we wouldn't be doing it because it would take too much of our time, because it does already take our time. But if there was even more time added onto that, we wouldn't do it. We don't have the time for it. So there's so many cool things that are available because technology is available. Mm-hmm. So if we remove one, remove a lot of other things. And I think that's something to think about.
And I am fully in the opinion that somebody should never sit in a chair and have a robot take scissors to their head.
What a ride, though.
Oh my God.
That should be like just a ride offered at an amusement park.
How risky? Are we doing straight razor today? What are we doing here? Yeah, no, that does not sound like fun. Okay, so try it out. See where it can save you time, save you energy, make your life a lot easier by coming and doing the things that you don't want to do, like marketing, or even putting your numbers into it and just saying, tell me how healthy my business is right now. Like there's an infinite amount of possibility that you can use. Be aware that some of these free platforms can take your information and use it for not necessarily good, or have that information about you. So I'd just be careful about how much personal information that you give these AI things, because they are learning about you. But at the end of the day, I think it is a fantastic tool that we can use. And one last thing on my plate makes me very happy.
Thank you for joining us.
Yes. And if you have any questions, comments, input into this interesting conversation, feel free to reach out to us in whatever form is the easiest for you.
Thanks so much for hanging out with us today. Take this knowledge and just keep developing yourself. And hey, we want to hear from you too. Join the conversation using our hashtag #PositiveImagePodcast. Share your thoughts, questions, and success stories. Who knows, we might just feature you on an upcoming episode. Don't keep us a secret. Tag your friends too. Want to keep learning? Check out our show notes. Find us on Instagram at hello.positiveimage, and be sure to hit that subscribe button so you never miss an episode filled with inspiration and insights.